Welcome to Tail Talk Grooming Chronicles with Hound Therapy, the podcast where we talk all things pet grooming, daycare, academy, and more. Hosted by Shannon and Tanya of Hound Therapy, serving pet owners across North Texas. We're here to share expert tips, hilarious pet stories, and the inside scoop on keeping your furry friends happy and healthy. Our motto, humanity over vanity. And don't worry, we don't bite. Let's get started.
Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out?
Some dogs aren't difficult, they're overwhelms. Today, we're breaking down the small, intentional choices that turn an anxious grooming experience into a safe, successful one. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Sophia Yvette, co-host and producer, back in the studio with Shannon and Tanya, professional groomers at Hound Therapy. Hi, ladies. How are you doing today?
We are fantastic today. Covered in hair, but we're good.
All right, well, let's get into it. Today's topic is one you both care deeply about. Anxious dogs aren't bad dogs. What do you do at Hound Therapy that's different to help these pups feel safe and understood during grooming?
Well, let me just say we both really feel passionately about these dogs. And this week alone, Tanya's had a whole lot of them coming in. And, one of the saddest things that we always hear all the time is that I'm so sorry that my dog is bad. I'm so sorry. Or do you do bad dogs? Or,
They always label these dogs as being bad or aggressive. In all reality, most times they're not.
they're not bad. They're usually just scared or, they're unsocialized. There's a big difference between scared of getting something done
Yes.
and being bad. Now, that doesn't mean that we don't get bit every day and that we have to be very careful and cautious with these dogs and that it still takes two people. There's still all of these things that come with it. But anxiety doesn't mean aggression. So I'll talk about our week a little bit.
I mean, one instance I had a call last week. This lady had a 15-year-old Yorkie. Other groomer had it for 5 minutes, brought it back out, said, "This dog is too mean. We can't do it." So she calls us and I was like, "Yeah, bring her in. We'll try to do what we can anyway. I can't promise a miracle, but we'll try." And she really wasn't a bad dog. She had one tooth in her head, the poor little thing. And I told the lady, I said, she's not a bad dog. She's 15 years old. She's elderly and fidgety. She can't stop moving. But I don't blame her because of that. She's just old. But she really wasn't a bad dog at all.
Yeah, and the thing is, and we did another dog same week, 18 years old. She had
That was yesterday.
passed yesterday, passed at home. I mean, something happened. She had an episode,
Yeah.
and they brought her back to life. And we're like, gosh, I mean, she's 18, but keep in mind these older dogs are usually, 10 pounds and under. So
Yeah.
these aren't dogs that, we're able to just do and hold and restrain. They're little itty bitty mean and one tooth. Those little naked
Those gums hurt.
those little naked mouths will get you. So yeah, it is. It's rewarding because you can see the crusty stuff in their eyes. And the lady that came in today said, I've been trimming my dog at her, myself. She's on some medication to help kind of, make her be a little less anxious. She says, I just wait for her to fall asleep and I try to scissor her feet. Like, okay, well, and she was, like a flying squirrel. She would just leap and jump. So it takes two people to hold her, but she wasn't a bad dog. She's just difficult. It's hard to do. You've got to be able to take your time and the effort and just take a deep breath, count to 10 and be like, this is what we're doing today. And it is what it is.
And I mean, I would say for those owners that do have dogs kind of like we're talking about, call the grooming salon that you're thinking of using. See if they have more than one person available to do your dog, because sometimes it does just require one person to hold them and love them and the other to do everything else.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't wanna bring their dogs in because they're afraid for the groomer. Oh, somebody has told me that, they got bit, and they feel horrible because they don't wanna be responsible for another lady leaves every time, "Please watch yourself. Please don't get bit." Like, it's kind of what we do. So,
I signed up for it.
we'll take that risk. They're concerned for our safety, so they they leave their dog unattended to for a longer period of time. And, we don't want that to happen. We don't want us to, we do a shorter version of a cut on these dogs, but sometimes we just do what we can do
Yeah.
to get them bathed, washed, get their feet clean,
Comfortable.
get their nails done. It's 100 degrees today. It's not
Yeah.
going to get cooler over the next few months. So, they're very appreciative that somebody's even willing to take that on.
Wow. Now, can you share a technique or tool that consistently helps calm nervous pups?
Well, we use ourselves, so
Like,
we
we use a
think,
whole 'nother human.
yeah. We use
Mm,
ourselves as a human weighted blanket. There's nothing. These dogs aren't necessarily that we've talked about here aren't nervous. Most nervous dogs that come in, um, I would say time and speed. There's not really a tool that you can use if they don't like loud noises. It's really figuring out what's making them nervous and then removing
yeah.
that. So it takes one or two times of working with somebody that's willing to work with you on figuring out what your dog is nervous for. Is it nervous because it thinks it's going somewhere it's not? Is it nervous because it doesn't like car rides? Is it nervous because it doesn't like loud noises? Is it nervous because there's other dogs here? What is it that's making the dog nervous other than yourself? Because if you're nervous for your dog is definitely going to be picking up that vibe. And now we just have two nervous people. So we
And
have,
a nervous dog.
yeah, so we have to figure out what it is it's nervous for. So I would say not necessarily a tool, but finding out what it is that's going to make your specific animal feel better. And if it's elderly, old age, blindness, illness, those are all things that you can't fix that. I mean, we
Yeah.
all get older. We all at some point in time start to deteriorate. We don't want to do what we don't want to do at a certain age. And there's not a lot of coaxing. It's just
Yeah.
a matter
So
of,
I don't wanna do it, I'm not gonna do it.
yeah, how are we gonna get it done safely and, in the quickest form that we can? So for us, it's a quick turnaround. It's a little extra fee, on top of that, but it's done less often, and it's not causing any ill-due stress on the animal. And if it is, then we stop, and everybody's
Yeah.
happy with that understanding. If it's a dog that's younger and nervous,
Yeah.
then, there's some things that we can do and talk about, but it depends on the dog.
I was gonna mention on your quick turnaround, she might say, like, quick turnaround, but, like, the actual process, we're going pretty slow with that dog. We're just doing it kind of straight through, so it doesn't have a whole lot of time to sit there and think about being
Yeah.
anxious. We're just kind of slowly but surely kind of plugging through. And a lot of times it's take a small break. Give them just 2 minutes to just kind of,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm not dying."
And that's on the table, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, and what I mean by a quick turnaround is
Yeah.
it's not here for parties. We don't put that dog in a kennel or a
No.
cage or down with other dogs. There's two of us standing there talking to it. If it needs a break, we'll stop and take that break, and, it chit chat, and, let's count to 10. It's we're doing them straight through. We're not giving them the opportunity to, kind of like teaching a toddler with training, right? We want them to end on a good note. So
Yeah.
if it's a bad thing that's happening, we're not going to stop and quit doing it. We're going to wait until that moment is past, and then try to, introduce something that's positive, that he doesn't hate or she doesn't love, and end with something that they're tolerating, so that they can be like, "Okay, well, this is good. Now I'll go back."
It wasn't too bad.
Wow. Now, final question before we close out today. How do you communicate with owners about what anxious dogs need to succeed?
So I'd say biggest mistakes owners make, number 1, waiting until your dog is severely matted. Do not skip service because you are afraid to bring your dog
Or
in,
embarrassed.
or
Don't
embarrassed,
be.
or because your dog is, just hates it, and you don't want to induce that kind of stress, because a matted dog is definitely worse, and it's harder for everybody, for us, for the dog. for everybody. So I would say that's the number one thing. People is wait.
Um,
More than 2 times a year, your
Yeah.
dog needs to be groomed.
Consistency's key, and routine builds that confidence that they need for the grooming table.
Regardless of age.
Yep.
Dogs at any age can learn. And that means we may not do a full groom every single time, but
Yeah.
the nails still grow, your ears still grow, the goo in front of your eyes doesn't stop getting gooey. So these are all things that need to be done. Their little bottoms need to be cleaned. So you can come in for a really quick, just a cleanup service that you can stay and wait 10 or 15-minute service, and that helps.
I would say don't apologize for your dog. Your dog is going to be your dog. The best thing that you can do for your groomer and your dog, be honest with them. Tell them exactly, how they are. We can take it.
Yeah, and it's better. I would much rather, when I say it takes 2 or 3 times, it's much easier for us to, we have on our cards, some of them have pink highlights all over and dog-eared, and, it's easy I would rather know that your dog bites for nails so that I can quickly do that and get that done either before or after, so I know when to introduce that. If your dog doesn't like brushing, let me know that. So we're gonna do all the things that we don't have to do, that are gonna upset him. Like, we don't wanna introduce the worst parts as soon as he walks into the door.
No.
We're going to do that usually last or middle
Or
of the
in
groom.
the middle.
And then it's over and it's done. And then we end up, here's a treat. You did it. So it's much easier for us to work around. In fact, we like doing our anxious dogs that we know that come
Yeah.
in, or nervous dogs, because we know what they're nervous for. We've solved a bit of the puzzle, and we're able to move forward with the pieces that we have, and able to cause that dog and human less stress, because we can work around it and then introduce those, intermediately. So it definitely helps.
Well, thank you both for sharing your insights. We'll see everyone next time.
That's a wrap for this episode of Tail Talk with Hound Therapy. Ready to book your pet's next groom, daycare stay, or grooming academy tour? Call us at 469-367-0009. That's 469-367-0009 to schedule an appointment. Or visit us online at www.houndtherapy.com. Serving North Texas with expert pet care. Until next time, keep those tails wagging.